going on, YouTube family? We are about to do our promised test drive of 2022 TLX. Check it out. I don't, believe it or not, even though I work at an Acura store, I do not get the opportunity very often to even drive one of these. We don't get a lot of them. They don't build a lot of them. And they typically aren't cars that just sit on the lot. Now, again, if you didn't catch it in the earlier part of the video, we are dealing with a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 and a 10-speed automatic transmission, and this thing is definitely no slouch. So right now we are in comfort mode, which means less in this car than it does in the advanced version of this car, because this does not have the adaptive dampers, which means no matter what mode you put this car in, it will always ride the same. So it's not going to be any softer or any stiffer when you change this dynamic mode selector here. In the advanced, it will absolutely change how the car rides. So keep that in mind too. If adaptive dampers are important to you, you'll want to go ahead and get the advanced version. If not, if all you care about are the aesthetics and the like the wheels and no chrome, get that chrome delete, which is awesome. If you like the red face gauges, this is the only way to get the red face gauges unless you get a Type S. So excluding the Type S, this is the sportiest way to get a TLX. You know, sportiest trim is going to be the A-Spec. Again, that's going to get you the perforated leather on the steering wheel, flat bottom steering wheel, the paddle shifters that are no longer that black plastic. You get the leather and the suede combination seats, and you get heated and cooled front seats. So if heated back seats are important to you, again, step up to the advanced, because it'll have that. If the 360 camera is a big deal, again, the advanced will have it. Head-up display, same thing, as well as remote start on the actual key fob itself. So that is also another reason. All right, we're going to do sport mode now. SH all-wheel drive is world-renowned for being it is a great system to have, but if you don't live in a place where you feel as though, you know, all-wheel drive is necessary, or you have another vehicle that is all-wheel drive or 4x4, save the almost $2,000 upcharge and just get the front-wheel drive model, because it still handles very well, and it's a little bit lighter too, and again, it is technically faster than the all-wheel drive model. But we're talking, you know, that'll make a difference if you're really gonna get somewhere in racing, where will you really have the opportunity to do that. This thing is outrageously quick, like and effortless. And it rides and handles so well. This thing is absolutely not a slouch at all. the other caveat with getting a front-wheel drive version over the super handling all-wheel drive is the fact that when you floor it in the SH all-wheel drive, there's no drama. Doesn't peel any tires, doesn't do anything, right? But if you floor it with this front-wheel drive, you are going to light up the front tires, and the traction control is sitting there screaming, trying to reel it in, but it has a really hard time because this thing, I mean, almost 300 pound-feet of torque going to the front two wheels, and this short gear 10-speed, man, this thing just gear after gear after gear just wants to keep pulling. So it is really, in my opinion, one of the best sort of luxury sports sedans on the market. So these 2 liters never sound like phenomenal, and there is a little sound symposium happening in here. I'm not upset about it. Doesn't sound horrible, and it's not too far off from what the actual car sounds like, so it's not like they're, you know, playing Corvette V8 noises in this 2-liter 4, right? So I'm okay with that. But this engine just, in the history of its, you know, being, has not ever really been a great sounding engine. But it moves, so who cares? You know what I mean? This thing actually moves. And you can sort of mess with these a little bit and try to improve it, but it's weird. It's like the 1.5 in the Integra sounds better, but this thing will smoke my Integra severely. So see, try to give it a little bit of gas, immediately started roasting the front wheels. I mean, this thing just, it's insane. But it's a fun thing. And actually, the Type S is nice. I love it. I think it sounds phenomenal. But for me, you know, looking at the cost difference, I can understand why a lot of people will just go ahead and get that SH all-wheel drive with the 2-liter and just say, hey man, I'll tune it, you know, I'll make it faster, you know what I mean? Because that's a pretty significant difference in the amount of money between the purchase price of, say, one of these versus a Type S. Somewhere in the neighborhood of like almost 12 grand. So that's a lot of money depending on who you ask. So something to also consider. But guys, wanted to thank you for joining me this evening. I hope this was an entertaining and enjoyable, informative video. If you liked any part of it, please go ahead and make sure you drop me a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please make sure you subscribe on the way out. And we appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. I'm just gonna park this wide body thing because this thing got some hips on it.